Okay, I am finally here. I'm going to this is dead random Friday. Double checking. I'm just trying a little bit of muck stream just to switch it up today. Just making sure everything shows up. I'm going to bring in Kai in just a second. Kai's going to hang out with me because we got some stuff that would help if we have two people to chat about. We're going to chat about. So okay, I still have, let's see, I should have a main scene going there. Let's get it there. Let me see if I can get us both in. Let's get there right there. And it's still showing up. There we go. Now I got to get can you hear me, Kai?
I can hear you.
All right. That looks good. All right. Yeah, unfamiliar tech. So we're going to use it as it's in its based form. So as soon as we get usually on Friday, we have a very slow build up of people. So it's a slow day, which is fine with me. But while we're here with absolutely nobody, and we are waiting for, there we go. There's Drone Delirium just popped in. It just will take.
Hey, Drone Delirium.
Hey, how you doing? Kai and I are struggling today, and we've been struggling with technology. That I think that's part of being a tech geek is you struggle. It's a struggle to overcome. Do you look at it that way, or do you look at it as complete success all the time?
Well, at this point, I'm looking at it as a complete disaster.
You want to see a victory? Check this out. That's a victory right there. You see, that's OSD right there. All right.
Well,
okay.
That's 03. That's not the FPV and DJI.
I know that. I know. I'm just giving you crap right now. But I'm going to have the same problem because I won't have OSD either.
So if you hear it beeping here in the background, it's because I'm downgrading the Vista back. So hopefully it'll show up again in my V2 goggles.
Yeah. So, okay. So it is Friday and Kai and I both took the plunge. And you can see if you probably can't see it that very closely on that. Let me see if I can blow up this image. I probably can't. I don't, let me see how I don't know how I got it up here.
These things.
Oh crap. It's a video image. It's not a still frame. Dang it. Yeah. Let me see if I can grab a still frame from it. But we're both basically fighting with the Integras right now. So, if anybody understands, anytime you switch over gear or you attempt to try something different or new and everything just absolutely goes to crap. Yes. Both of us are sitting with the Integras. I'm let me just take that out of there for a second. But right now, Kai is battling right now with his goggles. I was lucky to be able to fly with mine today. And I'll tell you a little bit about what I like about them. And Kai will tell you everything he absolutely hates about them. And that's basically par for the course. It's kind of like I'm a little bit country and he's a little bit rock and roll kind of thing. But he's not having too much fun. And I'll let him explain what he doesn't like about what's going on with his life today. But all I can say for sure is I had a successful flight. I'll tell you what I don't like, but I don't think it's just the goggles problem. It's part of my problem. And that problem is, well, first of all, the good stuff is that the goggles fit. They seem to fit a little bit better. I don't know if it's a combination of things that they've done with the screen. They decreased the viewable size. I think that's what I'll let Kai explain that. But they basically made the screen small. Okay, it's the same LCD screen, OLED screen, sorry, and they brought the viewable size down. They did what most people have done with their with their uh, goggles 2 Pro. They call them goggles 2 Pro. They're just goggles 2. And most people basically decrease the screen size. You get them so you can see the edges. So, Drone Delirium, I want you to hear the stream because I think it'll help you make your decision about what Kai hates about it right now.
2 words.
All right, I'm going to stop.
2 words.
Okay, go ahead.
Just don't.
Just don't. Okay, you have to validate your reasoning. So why do you hate these things?
You have to upgrade the firmware on every Air unit and Vista unit that you have.
Right.
And they will no longer work with your V2 goggles.
So they don't cross over. So you can't go from one to the other. You have to make a decision. You have to move ahead, right?
And I was not able to get OSD to work. So
I think the OSD issue with the Vistas and the Air units, the old Air units, might have been something that was talked about. Unless you hack the goggles, I have not been able to successfully. Now I'm flying with the Air unit, so today I flew this. This is what I flew with the goggles. Worked great. Perfect. Everything worked great. Okay. It was a success. And I flew long range. I flew out about I like to test it at about 5,000 to 6,000 feet. And everything worked good. I even tested out my my failsafe when I got closer. That's about all I can say. Now my big problem right now that I have is mostly it's Avata based. It's the Avata issue. And here's the new props for the Avata. So if you want to see one of these, I'll take them out in a second. But these are the three-bladed props from Master Airscrew. And I don't have do I have a scissors? Yeah. And I went 3-bladed because I'm always looking for efficiency. Oh, that's a heat thing, isn't it? Yeah. Heat warning. Will Robinson, warning. The 4-bladed, I'm probably going to get the 4-bladed too. You can never have too many props, right? All right.
Hold on.
It's okay, Kai. It's okay, man. We're not. It's not a big deal, man. It's Friday.
There's some goofy going on with my radio here.
Oh, he broke his radio. Anyway, that's the that's the 3-blade. Very big fans. Big. Look at the rake on those suckers. Look at that. That's some serious friggin' rake on there. Just, so this is gonna be pushing some friggin' air, guy. And it gives you screws. You got the screws. I'll be replacing these like right away. Now, my big problem is I've got a totally different problem than Kai. First of all, Kai, what are you feeling right now? How are you feeling?
Am I what?
How you feeling?
Hold on. I'm trying to roll back these freaking firmwares.
All right. Kai's frustrated right now, and I understand where he's going through. I went through with my V2s. I went through my firmware. I actually tried to put the NACOS, not the NACOS. I tried to get WFOS working on it. I wanted to do the OSD hack and everything. And I was going to, my goal was to keep the V2s. When I got the Integras, I wanted to have two sets of digital goggles that had the OLEDs. My original idea was to get rid of my my other goggles too, and then just stay with the Integras, because to me the key to these Integras that make them really good is this adjustment thing here. This is so handy in the field. I mean, I could get my goggles on, one hand adjust, and then do other stuff. To me, that was big. The other thing I love about them is we got our button back. We've got our what do they call it? I don't even know. So we just got our button back. The price is lower, right? Can't do okay. The reason why, you can't do the top strap. I know you're a freaking purist. You got the nice big fat, strap on it. You got the fat strap. The only reason you don't have to have this. This comes off. The only reason why I like it on there is when I'm going from hat to hat, it actually it sits nice. It takes some of the twist out of the thinner strap. So if you already have the fat strap, this thin strap doesn't give you as much support. So just think of it as just think of it as extra, it basically gives you a fat strap. But yeah, it is kind of stupid looking. I agree. You get that. I like the quick connect. We'll see how long the battery lasts. I don't know. I haven't looked at the specs on the battery. My guess is they just took the original battery and stuck it in here. But if they were smart, they put a bigger battery in here, meaning that they put more capacity in here is what I'm hoping. I do not have the diopter need, so I did not put in. It comes with the clear diopters. And the other thing I like is the SD card right in there. You can see I took the SD card out because I got some goggle stuff. I'm looking at some goggle footage. So yeah, it messes the hawk. Yes. If you have a Mohawk, you cannot have a third strap. Okay. I totally agree with that. But I'm stuck in the situation where I bought a Nevada and it was bound to somebody's account. So I got a good deal on it. It was basically somebody that used it for 5 minutes. I actually got the video footage of the person that had it before me flying it. They didn't really do much. They just lifted off and didn't know what the hell they were doing. They landed it and they probably gave it back to B&H Photo, because that's who I bought it from. So I bought it like open box. Well, they bound it to their account. Now I don't know who this person is. I've got a bound drone, and when I turn on my goggles, my new goggles, they're not bound to this. And that sucks ass, because this has a GPS in it. And they want this to be bound.
Well, let's talk about this GPS thing.
Right.
Jesus. Have a mercy. Who have you seen all these discussions about freaking O3 now remote ID? I mean, they're coming out of the woodworks.
I got bigger problems than remote ID.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Even if, and that's a really big if, the O3 air unit does not have a GPS signal. The O3 air unit is not sending out a remote ID signal of any kind. So in order to get remote ID signal to working on it, you would have to have GPS hooked up to the air unit. So, and if
Right.
you got your average quad, like I do this one right here, right now,
Right.
there's no GPS on this thing.
Right.
Okay. I mean, how are you going to? So, I guess everybody's saying, oh no, they're going to make it remote. But, if they were to figure out a way, how much do these damn remote ID modules cost right now? The cheapest one is $200 plus $50 tax plus shipping. So almost $300. If they could build that into the freaking air unit and I don't have to pay another $300 to be remote ID compliant,
Right.
I don't think that's all that bad of a deal.
Yeah, I think you gotta look at it from more than one perspective for sure. And sometimes things that are viewed as, a hassle actually, some at times can benefit, and that's an example that I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not gonna put a remote ID unit on any of my freaking FPV quads. It's not gonna do it. All right. That limits me from what I can do with them. So if I have to do something that's remote ID necessary, I'm going to use my Avata, which is compliant. Okay, so I think that's kind of the way you gotta, and I did Drone Delirium. I did see that he did say here. I do have here. I can post comments. Hold on here, guys. I just yeah, he was basically saying that there's two 18650s, in the pack in here. So yeah, if you've seen the teardown, I like the teardown video. The GPS is right here, right in the front, right in the top here. It's inside underneath that panel right there. But I was gonna mess around a little bit with. I was gonna stick. What I want to do is stick one of these props on my Avata so you can see what it looks like. This is a really deep prop. That thing is one fat prop, man. That is I've never seen a prop like this before. Now I have. The ones that are used by ZMAX are kind of like this, but there's nothing as big as this. It's literally if you could measure the width from the low end to the high end, I mean that's damn near a half an inch. I mean, that's a half an inch of freaking surface area. So, but yeah,
You got to get them on a quad to fly them.
I do.
That's
This
that's just how it works.
This goggles and gear issue is an absolute freaking S fest.
Yeah,
and you just don't know. It's like 1 minute you think you're solving a problem, and then it creates another problem. And that's to me, that's where the discussions are going to go for the next probably 6 months. You're going to get the Bardwells, and you're going to get the Mads techs, and you're going to get the guys that do the analytics on this stuff. And hey, mostly drones, how you doing? Hey, hi from Denmark is in the house. Welcome. I know it's late there. It's probably 10.
if it's Denmark, you say "moi."
Moi? Is that how you say it?
Moi.
Moi? So, yeah, I'm not a.
You need a
It's 12.
smartphone.
It's midnight. But thank you for joining us. I've actually been thinking about doing a Saturday and doing an early or a middle afternoon so Europeans can get more, so they can get involved, because it's late. That's their evening time, So if I get on at noon, they'd be, able to get on.
It's just past midnight for him.
Yeah.
You need a smartphone.
I did. I'm doing it right now. But yeah, Kai and I usually do. We'll do Tuesday for sure. I'm sure we'll have more things to talk about. That's why I was glad that he was available today, because this you can't hit this topic, el mano on. You gotta have. There's more voices going to be um,
Oh, hold on.
involved
I
in this.
want to know mostly drones. What part of Denmark you're in? I'd really love to know. Kind of close to home for me.
Yeah, so you're from a town not too far away.
Yep. Oh,
Here,
okay.
let me put that up there.
You probably heard of Husum in Germany. That's where I'm from.
Right there. Husum.
Husum.
Husum. ZS. All those words are. You got to have the freaking right lingo. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull the bird out. So yeah, this thing is bound to somebody else, and right now I'm tracking down the freaking person it's bound to, so they'll freaking unbind it. And and it's a real pain in the ass. I think if you're going to learn anything about from these our channels like ours is, that's one of those things that it's kind of like thing you got to be warned all over, because if you're going to buy a used quad or whatever, just make sure that they tell you that it's going to be unbound. And like when I sold my Mavic 3, that's the first I sent them a picture showing that, that I'm unbinding it. It's unbound. So, and back when I bought the Avata, it was open box, and it was like, literally just a couple of weeks after the release. So I'm like, and I didn't even look. And then it came from a dealer. So it came from B&H Photo, and I'm dumb enough to wait. I let it lapse. And next thing you know, now I gotta figure out how to deal with the,
Have you talked to DJI yet?
well, that's where I'm going to go next. That's my last stop. So, yep. Mostly drones. Husum is near the border next, right there. Husum. It's pretty there. You can't tell Denmark from Germany when I've seen pictures from there.
Yeah, and I went to chef school in Glücksburg, which is just across the bay from Denmark. So
I had somebody just
actually the castle in Glücksburg belongs to the Danish crown.
I thought you were a Danish prince.
No, I'm just a royal pain in the ass.
Can I show Kai this picture again?
Which picture are we talking
That
about?
one. Showing the OSD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that with Mr. Croc, and I'll be impressed.
Yeah, no kidding. Yep. Well, with
I want to see you buying your Mr. Croc to your Integras and tell me if the OSD is working.
Well, I'm of that camp that needs to. If that does happen, I will have to go the next step, which is to replace the air unit in there. I like the frame, and that's the problem is doing the, I have not shown the competency yet to make that big bold move. But there's always a miracle that can happen. I can fly them.
Just send Mr. Croc and the O3 unit to me. I'll take care of it.
Hey, dude, I will, man. I got to get an O3 unit, though. Now, I really resent the fact that some folks are calling the air unit or the O3 air unit expensive. I just don't.
And since we're at it, when you sent Mr. Croc, I'll put a real receiver in it too. So
Right.
you get to experience what it's like to fly with a real remote control.
I think Mr. Croc. I think also Mr. Croc and Mini Croc here. It's not even Flywoo, so we can't call it that. But this one, it would be nice to be ELRS, but he is what he is right now. I've got to deal with the binding issue. Yep. So the next thing is to send my ID number, and I'll have to get this connected up, and then I don't have an ID number because I don't have it. It's not bound to me. But the problem is they want your quad and you to be one and the same. That's the big issue with that. Before they didn't care. It was like, whatever. It's always been an issue. It's always been, they've definitely, it was mostly for the reason of repair. Do you own it? That kind of thing, or warranty. Now it's also ID issues. They want you to e-verify.
Well, they just want to make sure they know who they're spying on.
Yep. Have you followed any of that hullabaloo going on? A hullabaloo with all the, everybody's like cheering up the, at the hearing in Florida, the drone hearing. Oh man, I was. It's kind of how it ended my day today, but basically they were saying, instead of being a representative of a drone company that's trying to get more sales, why don't you become better so people want your product? Kind of question. And he was basically,
what was that all about?
I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it for us. It was in Twitter today.
Is that like a freaking Florida Senate hearing or something?
Yes, yeah. It's here it is. Let me see if I can put here. Let me just take this image down.
So right now we were too busy trying to outlaw TikTok.
Oh yeah. Here, let me just add this. I'm gonna add this screen here. I think we got some audio with it too. Let's get the window here. That one, and then we will. Does it give me? Sometimes it says you can share. Let's see. You are sharing a screen without sharing your system sound. Sharing system supported only while sharing entire screen or specific tabs. All right. I thought I was sharing the tab. All right. I'll share the tab. Hold on here. I gotta do it over.
Just kept your damn StreamYard subscription.
Exactly. I like the colors and stuff in here. It's kind of cool, man. It's dad randomish colors. It's come on. We gotta. Let's see. That's Twitter right there. Share. Oh, there it is. Share.
This comments thing ain't working at all because
what?
I don't get any updates here in the comments, and
you're not seeing the comments.
Eve, whatever the hell they call that thing.
Eve Mux. Maybe they don't. Maybe it doesn't do. What I do is I go to my stream, and then I pop out the chat. That's what I use. I use the chat pop out. So
pop out the chat.
Let's see. Open chat. That's just with you.
All right. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I usually, because it's a live chat with what they're hearing at their time. So I just pop it out. I make it about this wide, and I just put it next to my main window, and it allows me to use my regular icons and stuff. So
All right. Now I see what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And how many comments did I miss out on? Yeah, all people in Europe are deleting TikTok. Yeah. But then again, I mean, TikTok and Facebook and Google and all those guys are not really that popular in Europe.
Really? Everybody's freaking knocking out their TikTok. Really? I delete it at least once a week. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to this video here. I finally got
I'm just waiting for the day that you're deleting your Twitter.
my Twitter. Not. So this is the I think we can play the audio too. But Drone XL basically has got this up now. One of them is I think he's a representative for what's it called? So if it's about, I think it's about Skydio, and it's about basically America. Okay, this is the gist of it. American drone companies are not meeting the demand for features like DJI is. And what they're saying is DJI is not a threat to firefighters. They're not a threat to policemen who need these drones, and they like their cameras and the flight systems. They're used to it, using them. So you get into that question. Okay. Yeah, you get into that stuff. But let me just play this out.
Chinese public companies. Okay? To insinuate that there was any press matching, there is literally a trade-in program. And yeah, I did find this out today. There are others. Sorry, Mr. Chair, maybe I'll take my leave at this point. You're the head of DMS for the state of Florida, the third largest state in the country, okay? Who has $180 billion plus in its pension fund of these brave men and women sitting in 1,508 mainland Chinese public companies. Okay? No one's vetting that situation, many of which probably have a piece of DJI. So I just want to try to get through the... President Pasadoma's going to get angry at me. I just want to sort of sift through and bifurcate the political theater versus reality. You're sitting in a committee and you just held up a piece of paper that the manufacturer just handed you and represented that to this body?
Sir, back and forth.
Senator, it was simply an example of the vendor community coming to be responsive to the users. This is just one example. Anduril is another that has offered to buy the inventories to the extent that it makes sense. That's right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my leave for a couple minutes because here's what you don't do. You don't come to the Florida State Senate and hand up a piece of paper when the lives of men and women are at risk if we go and use that shit technology. Do you hear what I'm saying? These are men's and women's lives. I don't want to know. There's an old joke from Steve Buscemi in Armageddon. He says, do you realize when he's going up in the space shuttle, we're sitting on 2 million moving parts built by the lowest bidder? Don't ever do that again. Not while I'm here. When I leave, when I die, when I don't get elected, you can do that all day long. Don't ever do that again. You're pimping for a vendor right now. Shame on you.
Okay, do you kind of understand that whole issue?
No, not really. I need to really dive into that some more because I don't believe in this freaking tidbits of shit.
Yeah, and yeah. So anyway, this is what that little piece is supposed to represent. So the guy is coming with an argument over that we're using a lot of Chinese tech and that we need to be using, that was a letter given to him by, I believe, by Skydio, saying that all the firefighters and everybody in America are need to go away from using Chinese drones because of the data issue. And what these guys are countering, what this guy from the state of Florida is countering, he's saying, don't come to me with basically propaganda from one single company that nobody wants to put on within their drone equipment because it's not as good. You're going to make us use, he said, quote, shit in exchange for stuff that you're making, which is not better. He says, I'm not going to use, and I don't want firefighters and wherever, and police officers using quote shit equipment just because you want to ban DJI. That was kind of what it is. Come to me with
no. That's not what I get out of this at all.
but what's kind of what
he's saying all their freaking money for the pension funds for all the firefighters, policemen, and first responders.
Well, he did bring that up.
Sits in Chinese accounts.
Right. He says you don't bring that up. He says you should. With that argument,
we're good enough to send them our money,
right?
But then, yeah,
yeah, no, you're right. No, he brought that in. It's a big issue. What they're arguing is that it's not a complete thought. It's you're saying one thing and we're having to do another, and it's happening both ways, meaning we're sitting on all this Chinese money, and and that of course makes us culpable, that we're not all our pension funds and our, all our, we're investing in DJI and all this, and we're not pushing that away, but we're pushing the technology away. It's basically a confused argument that's going on. And he's saying, don't come to me unless we have something. He's saying you're pimping for that company. Basically, you're basically just, you're coming to tell us that we're supposed to do something else, yet, you're bought and sold too, just like me. He's bought and sold as well. I mean, he's taken, he's saying those firefighters, all their pension money is all, tied up in, anyway, it's interesting. So BlackRock stuff. Anyway, it's Friday. What the hell are we doing? Let's complain about our goggles, for the love of freaking all that's holy.
Let's where my goggles are going.
Your goggles are going. Your goggles are going to go into a box with the Cayman, and it's going to be returned back to China.
Pretty much.
Now I understand. I totally understand. You're more embedded in one direction, and I'm reluctantly going the opposite direction. I'm not completely.
Matter of fact, that only proves for me that I'm going this route. Right here.
Yeah, there is an argument there for
going the way it walks now.
Making that decision. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Trying to figure out, okay, I got to figure out what direction to put my props. They're so different. Look, that's the difference between the two props. I mean, it's like this massive fan here. You got to put them you got the right prop on the right direction. All right. And then it's a pusher prop, so you got to have it going down. There we go. Wow. Whoops, that came out. I got to get some screws on it. I'll show you what the.
I saw today, Gem fan, see that 5-bladed prop on these?
Uh-huh.
Gem fan come out was a smaller size. This is 3-inch, and they come out was a 29-25 for the Avata.
Oh, wow. That's definitely the one thing that happened at first is we didn't have a lot of options for props. Now we got a bunch of them, which I'm going to explore. I like the Avata. The Avata's question came up was these master Airscrew. Yeah, they're the stealth props, the long range props, or wherever the hell they're calling them.
Yes,
it's going to give me 30 more seconds of flight time.
You get 15 seconds more flight time and a little lower pitch.
Yep. And if you're Sunrise Water Media, I would definitely keep my fingers away from these. because these props really freaking grab out. I mean, they are way out in the. Here, I'm tightening up with 2 of them here. I got 2 screws here. So here is an installed prop. Look at that. Look at the bottom of that. Look at the bottom of that prop, how far it sticks out.
You got that thing on there the right way?
Yeah, should be spinning that way. That should be spinning this way. Yep. They are. I'll know soon, won't I? Yep. So this one spins in this way. This one spins down that way. But yeah, it'll be a real interesting. Obviously I have to use my other goggles. I have to use the goggles 2 to fly this. I was trying to get a video and get all this crap in one video, and I can't do it. I couldn't do it. Oh, it's fun.
Where did I see those damn props today? Was it on Get FPV? I saw them somewhere.
Said Mountaineer, my Cinerace 20 from Flyroo finally shipped. I will sell my Avata and chick goggles. Yeah, anybody that's freaking going back to their stuff that they've already been to. So like with the Cinerace, you probably want to have walk snail, and then you want to fly with that's a 20 though.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah. I'm counting on.
There you go. I'm sharing some with you. I don't know if that works.
Yeah, it's on there. Let me put it up. I see it on there. There, let's take that one off there. Yeah, let me get. I'm gonna stop my screen. Oh crap! Can you put it here? Oh, here it is. Here, now it's up. It's up there.
Is it?
Hold on here. Let me go there. There we go. Oops. Let's go that side. Oh, what the hell? Let's see. Share screen.
I'm back.
Are you back? There we go. All right, there we go. Everybody see that okay? You should be able to change the size and everything, Kai.
No, this is just Jim Fann's installation, not a clear gray macho pink. Oh boy. And yellow.
But look at the price of those. $4.
$329 for a set of 4.
Yep. What did I pay for freaking Master Airscrew? I got Master Airscrewed. Oh, isn't that the truth?
Whoops. Now you got to switch us back.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. There. Oh boy. Yeah, I got to get that off there. You can tell that I'm a novice to.
There we go.
Of Muxer. You got another one you want to?
Nope. That's just
that was it. Yeah. So I am been Master Airscrewed. You only heard that here on Dad Random's channel. But yeah, we got on early today so we could go. I wanted to go all the way to 5 if we could, if we need to. If we don't have patience for 5, that's fine.
Well,
but I got to take care of Steve. My wife's out of town, so I can't let Steve. If he starts barking at the freaking neighbors and stuff, I gotta. But, okay, there we go.
No, this OSD issue on the Integras really has me a little bit miffed.
Yeah, didn't the I thought I heard that you couldn't get. I think you had to do the hacks to get OSD. You had to have your goggles had to be hacked. I think it's one of those occasions that we have to go get onto the Mad FP.
Why would you have to have it hacked? I mean,
don't know.
I reverted the firmware back to 1.0.6, whatever the hell that thing is, and the OSD shows up again.
That it just.
But I bring the firmware up to the 1.1 that they sent out with the new Integra goggles, and you don't have no OSD. So something is funky.
Hey, mostly
I'll
drones.
let Matt Tech sort it out, and then we'll take it from there.
Mostly drones is going to bed. Hey, thanks for popping in, man. All the way from Denmark. We appreciate
I
you.
understand. Good night. Have a hot dog for me. Danish hot dogs are the bomb.
Danish hot dogs. Dude, I love any kind of the Wurst.
Matter of fact, when I fly back home and I get to fly through Copenhagen,
yeah.
As soon as you get off of that international terminal, right there on the left-hand side, there's a little kiosk where you can buy your Danish hot dogs. And trust me, I'm the one that makes a freaking beeline for them. I got a plane to catch. I don't care. I'll take the next one.
Well, like I said, we got two. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's pretty new stuff, and I really don't appreciate Ken Dobo just saying right as had just made a purchase of new goggles that they were going to be the exact same and not fit and all that. That was scary. That sucked ass. Nothing worse than hoping for something and then 10 minutes later after you already pushed the button send, you get the truth. But they are a little better. I can say that. Maybe that's in my head.
I gotta mute that for a minute.
You gotta go. All right. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I didn't like that, but that's the truth sometimes hurts, when you get the truth and the truth basically is not something that you're here. I can spotlight right there. So yeah, sometimes we don't get to hear what we want, and we're a little bit disappointed, but I'm not just okay. I'm disappointed in the price of these master Airscrew props, but I'm still excited to put them on. You guys know the sickness. You guys know the sickness of, especially on a Friday when you got all weekend to fly with them. So, but yeah, I got basically 3 days of flying, including not just a week. Then I've got yeah. So,
and I'm back.
all right, let's get Kai back in the program here. Should we bring him back big or small? Should we put him in this? There we go. Let's get clear the spotlight. Let's go right there. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, my wife went to John. She's driving to Denver with my daughter and her boyfriend, and they're going to watch John Mayer in Denver. Her friend lives in Denver. She's going to go hang out with her friend Jana too. So that's a party, just so you know. That's called hang out with my friend party. We got prop number 3 on. Prop number 3. We're almost red. I would have gotten orange.
See, I still have a little something to talk about too.
All right, go. Let's bring it. Bring it, man. Bring it. Bring the Darwin FPV in here.
The Cine Ape.
Oh, the Cine Ape. That's right. Here, let's put that on spotlight. Here, hold on.
It's here.
All right, show us Cine Ape, man. So, what do you like about the Cine Ape?
1504 motors, so it got a little extra oomph.
Yeah.
Six-bladed props. Well, they're going out. They're getting replaced.
What are you putting on
And
those then?
I'm gonna put the Jim Fenn 5-bladed
5 blades,
props
yeah.
on there.
Yep. Agree.
These props are way too sensitive. But
Yeah,
the
I don't
problem is, and I don't know if you can see it or not.
So what's the Cine Ape run?
It's dirt cheap. Okay, there it is, sort of. Can you see right by my thumb? There's the connector for the Walksnail unit to upload firmware and download videos.
That is
hidden right behind the freaking duct.
You know what? You think you could take like a rotary tool and then just grind a little slot in there?
That's what
Like
I'm
a
going to end
Dremel?
up doing.
Like a Dremel or
But
something?
that's okay. They didn't even bother sending me the cable.
Well, that's because you need the cable so you can do any
And the
updates.
cables that I have are for the V1 Walksnail units. And that BS connector ain't going to fit. And that little bit of connection.
Yeah, there's the when they, if anybody wanted to hire a really good engineer, okay, he's sitting next to me here or sitting in front of me, because that's the guy that basically designed that little slot right there. Check that out. See that? How you can clearly get a cable in there and you can easily get the card out of there. I mean, that's like that should be mandatory in all builds, because you could easily put it in the wrong spot. Like you said, when you were originally putting the orientation on here, if you'd have put it square to the side, this standoff right here would have been right in the middle of the freaking.
Yep.
And every time you'd have to go and plug something in, you might even have to pull the standoff out. I mean, it's crazy. You can't, you can't live life.
That freaking long range there freaking pissed me off.
Yeah,
Several times. But I mean, long story short, this thing is $275 for a digital whoop, 2.5-inch digital whoop.
And you get, well, if you think about it, you could, if you wanted to buy a whoop and say you wanted to make it, well, you got it digital already. I mean, there's no way you can't beat that price. I don't even say anymore.
The only thing I don't like too much is the freaking VTX antenna. It's one of them little cheap bastards.
Yeah, the little freaking pigtail sticking out.
What they're trying to do is save weight. Well, save money and save weight.
Right.
And as far as that cable needs to run in there, I don't know how I'm going to replace that yet, but it will be replaced. So, but it's got 14 millimeter nano camera up front. The 1S VTX at the bottom here. There's a stack in there that's not an all-in-one. And was a 750 milliamp hour 4S battery, weighs 238 grams and change. So definitely under 250.
Yep. It checks all the boxes, and then it's also, budget friendly.
Extremely budget friendly.
So that's
because I dare you try to get this as an analog for that kind of money, or try to find something. It's 2.5-inch propped. I think the ducts are a little too big. They could have been a little smaller, but there's a lot of gap between the prop and the duct. Let's get some focus on there. There we go. So
yeah, it's a pretty good. Yeah, Yeah, if you want to look at gaps,
And what I think is actually kind of genius is this part up front here. See that connector
oh yeah,
right there?
yeah,
That's where you plug in your flight controller.
yeah. See that they just basically put a pigtail on there,
Yep.
and then they just located it, and
Yep. That's right up front. And they need to put 2 connectors on there and take the other one down to the Walksnail unit, to the Avatar VTX. Because that would have been slick.
oh, I just got to check one thing. I'm probably gonna have to go here in a minute, which is we're at our hour.
Yeah.
But let's yeah. But yeah, I want to share one last little thing, and that's about it. This is just all this is just some footage from that flight that I did right after work. I just threw it up in the air. Remember, I was flying with the Integras. So let's go ahead and add that to the scene right here. This is just goggle footage with OSD. 03 goggle footage. But looks like, yeah, I gotta get the arrow on here. I didn't put the arrow on. Every time I look at this, I go, oh, I got my latitude and longitude, but I didn't activate the arrow on beta flight. But this is about 5,000 feet, 4,000. And
4,800. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I was diving the T-bone right there. It's called the T-bone there. If you notice down there's a flag right on. It's probably hard for you guys to see right over the top of the longitude number, but that's that place I fly quite a bit, and that's not very windy. But what I want to do is I want to look at this stabilized. So I was just goofing around with this because it wasn't very windy, so I'd get some footage. You can see I've got props in view because I've got the wide. I've got the regular angle, but that's about it. So, but
Cool.
a little shaky going on there. But this is a nice place. This is a nice place to test out your quad. I usually like to go to if you look at the right hand side, there's a bunch of little sandstone peaks on the right hand side over here. Those have a really good viewpoint. So you can get low and get under those rocks. This one, you pretty much got to stay up here. Otherwise you'll lose your line of sight there. So anyway, yeah, that's my footage that I have so far. The other thing I got one more is that
I know. It's got OSD.
not the OSD. It's that this is the 03 that when you plug into your 03 quad, you don't have to power it up to get your goggles your video off. You don't have to. It's kind of nice. It's just a nice little, convenient thing. So yeah. So anyway, fun. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to have some fun, and hopefully you get to have some fun this weekend.
I got to work this weekend.
I
got a shit ton of work I need to get done.
Oh boy. Like homework stuff or work stuff that you're catching up on?
No. Working on a house.
Stuff, yeah. Yep. You can only you got to take advantage of the good weather. We got great weather, so we're going to be probably in almost 70 this weekend, so it's one of those times you just can't ignore it. But yeah, I just love this spot. This is one of my favorite views. Oh man, so good. This is just another still shot. I just want to hit this here before I go. One of my my favorite right there. That just tells you what it's like when you get out there. And this spot up in here is just fun. You can fly around that. And then out in here, this area out in here, up to the top of this hill, you just hit that whole area. You can fly around the sandstone stuff and then boom and around. And you come whizzing back and you can go up the hill, and there's some cool trails back there. It's kind of a fun spot. I did get harassed by a Karen today.
What's the deal with that?
It was a different type of harassment. Okay, I'm going to finish the story and then we'll go. This harassment was, she just wanted to have some information. She was like, "Hi, you look like you know something." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I've got these goggles on my head and I'm holding a drone with a bunch of, freaking chartreuse freaking props. I look like I'm official. So of course I said, "Yes, I'm official. I know stuff." And so she wasn't after me to be pissy. She was actually just she goes, "Are there rattlesnakes here?" And then she ventured to talk to me for probably a half an hour. Oh, but it was a different type of harassment. I'm like, I got some, I need to get to my live stream. I've got some footage I want to look at. I didn't tell her that, but I was cordial.
You were who?
I was cordial. Cordial.
Is this something that you catch, or
Yeah.
do they have antibiotics for that?
Oh man. Yeah, it'd be a
big hefty B12 shot.
Mountaineer is saying, "When can we see you hit those Wasatch?" I'm not close to the Wasatches. There's actually to the north of us, but it's a long walk to what they call a signal point. I'd have to go into the pine forest, man. I don't know. That's a scary place to fly. Too many limbs. I'd have to do an RC shim. Anyway, I think we're out of here. Any final thoughts or words or anything before I hit the?
If you think about getting the Integras, just don't.
For the right reasons. If you yeah. So explain why. Okay. I like them because I get no OSD. They said they're going to do what?
Was the Vistas and the air units. There's no OSD. And when you have the Integras, you got to upgrade your firmware on your Vistas and air units. And then they won't work on your goggles V2 anymore.
Right. And that sucks. That whole scenario sucks ass.
So I'm going to have to do some more digging. I'm sure there's just something I'm missing at this point.
I know what you're missing, Kai.
OSD.
You're missing an 03 air unit.
Well, send me first. At any time you feel the urge, just go ahead and order me one.
I know they're $200, man. Oh, I understand. I totally understand.
You making all the big bucks. So,
oh boy, dude, I'm selling everything I got so I can buy freaking more stuff. I've got to sell the V2s and the V1s. They got to go. I've got 2 pairs of digital goggles now that are like literally cousins. And I can't get rid of one of them. I can't have a single set of goggles because of this stupid thing. I'll never be able to fly this without the other goggles. So I'm screwed pretty much. So how much for the V2s? I got the V2s for $299. So I think that's $30 cheaper than what most people are selling them for.
Going rate for the V2 is about $350 right now.
Yeah, 350. So, and yeah, so 299. I've got them on eBay right now, but if we could, yeah, if like I said, if you want to PayPal me and I'll send them to you. So, and that would save us a whole lot of money. But the V2s, just to give you a story of those, I bought them from my neighbor. My neighbor's friend, who is actually here in town, he's the one that flies the model airplanes, and he crashed his FPV in the Great Salt Lake. So it's buried in the Great Salt Lake on one of those causeways. And he just said, "Screw it, I'm done with this crap." And he sold me those goggles. So I'm like, all right. And I'm like, I'll buy them. And then these Integras came out. And so anyway, if you want to, it's, let's see, what is my, just message me on my, dad.random70. Just go to my email account. Just go to YouTube. And if you want, that'd be so. And I would definitely do a quick swap with you. But I have to go that direction. Now you're talking V2s. The V1s, I don't even know what to sell them for. So the V1s, the only thing wrong with my V1s are good. And then I'll also send them. I'll sell them with the they'll have the
Access patches.
the Axie patches and that. I don't have the stubbies. But those, I don't know. What do they run? 150, $200 now? Probably less now. I don't know. But yeah, I would be interested in the V2. The V2s are great. I mean, you get the range with them, and they really work much better than the V1s. But the V1s are great for just kicking crap around for sure. If you don't have digital goggles, they're going to be good deals. So,
all right, son.
All right, I'm out of here. You're out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Let's make like a baby and head out. What do you say?